Washington-Saukville School District. And invite everybody to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right there.
There's one there.
Right behind you.
Go in there.
Oh, oh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, are there any public participation or comments? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Do we have to go through each of these separately, or just if somebody has questions? Any questions on any of the items? If not, I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A motion to approve consent agenda items A, B, and C.
Second.
All right, for roll call vote, starting with Yvonne.
Aye.
Justin?
Aye.
Kirsten?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
And Karen?
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, next up is human resources items, an update and action on the 23-24 salary increases under the auspices of Act 10 for support staff, non-coded staff, administrators, and other hourly staff. Hand that over to Mel.
Sorry. So ultimately, last board meeting, we took forward the teacher recommendation for obviously increases to the salary. The latest from the budget from Madison is that we are still obviously looking for that increase, and we have it scheduled, and it's on the revenue limit that's passed. So we are moving forward with the salary increases for the remaining groups, which is the educational assistants, administrative assistants, administrators, non-coded staff, and other hourly staff members. So we do have food service, we've got some lifeguards, we've got other staff that actually work on an hourly basis that don't really necessarily fit in one of those categories. So we want to make sure that we adjust that as well. To get to this point, the starting point, the district did meet with ESP, Educational Assistants, and Administrative Assistant Group to negotiate the raises for this 23-24 school year. We also took a look at what other districts, so if you recall last year we did a change to the educational assistants pay scale that actually overall had anywhere between 8 and 12% increase to educational assistants pay last year. So there was a pretty sizable jump, but we were lower to start with when we did that audit on their scale. We are looking to do that same type of audit process with administrative assistants and buildings and grounds or operations staff this year. So that will go through our HR subcommittee. But for the time being, so that they didn't have to wait for a new pay scale, we did take the existing pay scale and work off of that for the increases. So with that said, just a little bit of obviously just explaining it for the recommendation for each group. Starting with the administrative assistants, the recommendation is to take the existing pay scale, which is that 17-step pay scale, and increase the base of each step by 1.75%. And then everyone will also move 2 steps down. So if they're on a step 2, they would go down to a 4 and also see that 1.75% increase. Overall for the group, that does create an increase of 7.5%. That is higher, the highest group that we have. However, they are also our initial audit findings for pay for administrative assistants. We are finding to be on the low end compared to other school districts. So we want to make sure that we at least do an initial phase of increases here to get them adjusted to what our audit findings are at this point, as well as make sure that we set them up to stay in our district for the future, as we are struggling right now to keep administrative assistants in the district, and that is where we are short-staffed. So that is why you see that 7.5% for them. Educational assistants, again, last year we did update the pay scale. We are going to maintain that pay scale. In between each step on the educational assistant pay scale, there is about a 3% increase. So we are moving all the educational assistants who were here as of last year down a step and then we are increasing the base by 1.25%. So that's an overall 4.3% for the group for the educational assistants. Right now, we are pretty well staffed. There are a few openings, and we did have one person resign for health concerns, but that is all we have as of this year. So we are finding also on the latest audit, again, we did review the hourly wages to other districts. We are very competitive, and we also are very competitive in our benefit package. So right now, that the 4.3% is equal or competitive to what other districts are also putting on their pay scale, but our pay scale is already starting at a competitive level. So that's why the 4.3%. Maintenance and custodial, that one is, on average, we maintain the step system that we currently have. As I just mentioned, we are going to be reviewing the audit on this pay scale as well. But this is a 3.3% about on average step increase when you move from step to step. So keeping in line with that 4 to 4.5%, we are going to be increasing the steps, the base steps themselves by 1% and moving all the existing custodians and buildings and ground staff down one step on average. That puts it at about 4.3% as well for the maintenance custodial. Food service, they are actually going to be moving down a step on their pay scale, which is anywhere between 3 and 4%. They were also the other group last year that got that audit and the new pay scale updated. And we are now very competitive for our food service, and we are fully staffed in our food service. So that's terrific news. The other group, obviously the administrators, that's a flat rate 4% to any of the administrators who were here last year and continue. As you know, we have had some changeover in administrators for the 23-24 school year, so those that are started would not qualify for that increase. For the 23-24, it's only those that are existing, so overall it's a 4% increase to the administrators. And then same thing with non-coded. Those that have started as of last year or beyond would see the 4% increase, which is in line with all other groups. So with that, I will pause and see if they have any questions.
I don't see administrators on. Am I missing?
There's a master pay scales link.
That's what I'm on.
But they're not going to have the administrator pay on there.
It's not on there.
No.
Okay.
That's just an overall group. Same thing with non-coded. You won't have individual salaries listed.
That's fine.
Yep.
Mel, on the administrators,
Mhm.
is the 4% in line with what we have in the area?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
So we're not
Yeah.
high or low or?
Nope, 4% is actually a little bit low compared to what Grafton, Mequon, our North Shore partners are doing. So, but the 4% falls in line with the teacher negotiations, so that is why we go with 4%. We don't, for the last 2-3 years, we have not increased the administrators as a group, as a whole, any larger than we do for our largest bargaining unit, which is our teachers.
Okay, regarding, like, I noticed that admin assistants have like 16, 17 steps, 17 steps. Ed assistants have 5.
So educational assistance salary was redone last year. Administrative assistants have not. They are coming this year.
Okay. Same with custodians then as well?
Correct.
And then, so what constitutes the different, did it used to kind of fall in line with the years of service and now it's
Loosely.
loosely?
So actually, educational assistants, just a little bit of background history. Educational assistants used to have the same 17-step scale, but it takes you about 20 years to get through our pay scale then, if we don't have a pay freeze. So ultimately, what we were finding is it wasn't quick enough to get through the pay scale. It was almost too long, and we were losing people because we weren't able to keep competitive wages with our local school districts. So we're finding that now with administrative assistants, which is why we have to review that in the next month.
And then what is the step up? Is it just by a number of years you move to the step up for the educational assistants?
Educational assistants, initially on the step scale, A, B, C, D, E, it was by years, so 0 to 3, 3 to 6-ish, 6 to 10. Right now, everybody's going a step down because that is what we were trying to get steps down. This allows that with the 4%. It also keeps competitive, again, with the overall brackets and the overall salary changes as a group compared to like a Grafton and our North Shore partners. So yes, we are suggesting that we move everybody a step down, with the notion and the thought being that they would stay there then for anywhere between 0 and 3 years, depending on how our state budget goes and how our negotiations fall.
Okay. Any other questions on this? If not, could we get a motion to approve?
Is there a specific thing I need to motion to approve 2023-2024 salary increases under the auspices of Act 10, not to exceed the following: 4.5% for educational assistants, 7.5% for administrative assistants, 4% for administrators, 4% for non-coded staff, and 4% for other hourly staff members.
And we need a second,
All right.
and then roll call vote.
I'm going to start with Brian,
Aye.
Karen,
Aye?
Yvonne,
Aye.
Justin,
Aye.
Danielle,
Aye.
Kirsten,
Aye.
and Doug.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, then the next item is, let's see. Board committee updates. Kirsten, do you want to do the one for the Joint Human Resources Finance Committee meeting?
Thank you. Yes, on September 11th, we met as a joint Human Resources and Finance Committee. We determined who would be the vice chairs of the committee, and that is myself and Sarah. Finance selected Doug and Justin as committee chairs, and that's what we did.
Okay, thank you. And then the executive committee, Mel reviewed the communication protocol for the Board of Education and presented the layout for future school board meeting agendas. We reviewed and updated agenda topics by month. And then Brian Stevens asked a question about the cashless payment for those attending district events, and we discussed options for that, and Mel was going to look into that. And that was it. So next item. Any district committee updates?
I'm just going to give an update on the one, I know I mentioned this the last board meeting, but I want to make sure that it's known again. We did have, if you recall, last year we had the teaching and learning, our student engagement and learning committee, as well as the operations committee. We are looking to now merge those, and then we will bring back the district-wide In Touch group and combine those two committees under that group. I've got a couple of community members reach out and ask to be part of that, so we will also open that back up to welcome more members to be part of that committee. That will go over not only operations and student engagement committee topics, but also other topics that are related to the district. As we are working on our strategic plan and finalizing SCIPs, we'll make sure that that's a communication outlet that we have available to us for the community. So wanted to make the board aware of that, and also any community members that are watching to feel free to sign up when the invite goes out. We want more people.
Okay. All right. And then upcoming board dates are listed here for information, and that would be it. So can I have a motion for adjourning?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed.
Do we have to wait till 6:30 now?
Yeah, you do.